It's been too long. We are officially back. Welcome back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my round 1 tips and predictions for 2025. We had the Vegas predictions last Tuesday, but this is the rest of round 1 now, which makes it a whole lot better because we get to see a couple of new recruits playing for their new clubs. We get to see a couple of storylines, like, for example, Wayne Bennett versus the Dolphins, and, you know, also seeing Jason Rolls coach against his, former club, the Storm, when he was assistant there. So there's a couple of big storylines out of this weekend, but it makes it be a very good week. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait, in all honesty. I cannot wait. As always, though, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yet again, appreciate all the new support. Much appreciated. Your support, and, you know, whether it's a comment, whether it's like a new subscriber, like, that sort of doesn't go unnoticed by me. Like, I really do pick up on that sort of stuff, and it means a lot. So thank you to all the new supporters of this channel as of recent. It means a lot. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of storylines this weekend. You know, round 1's going to be huge. Lot to look forward to. Obviously, my boys Manly up against the Cowboys this Saturday at 4 Pines Park. So it will be great to go back to Brookie for the first time in months now to watch the boys play. So keen for that. So here we go. Sit back and enjoy, and let's go through the first game. Roosters and the Broncos at Allianz. I must say too, having a quick glimpse over the teams on NRL.com, there seems to be a lot of new faces, and I mean debutants, playing this weekend. So stay tuned for a lot of NRL debut videos, because that will be pumping this weekend, I reckon. So stay tuned for that. But the first game, Roosters and the Broncos at Allianz Stadium. So very different tales for both sides this season. You know, Roosters losing, you know, some of their biggest names they've got. They're now gone to other clubs or different codes. You know, it's a whole different Roosters team. There's still a few similar names there, but there's a lot that have departed, and it's a very different looking Roosters side. So we'll see how they handle that. As for the Broncos, new era for them, obviously. New coach in Madge Maguire, and the reunion of Ben Hunt back to the Broncos for the first time since 2017. So will be good to see Hunt in a Broncos jersey again, and what he can do at Brisbane. So look, this makes it to be a very interesting game. So definitely we'll be watching this one for sure. So going through the sides just for really quickly, the Roosters have James Tedesco at fullback, obviously. Robert Toya will make his NRL debut, I'm pretty sure, in the centres, alongside Mark Nwaganitawaze in his second NRL game. Chad Townsend will play his first official Roosters game at halfback, partnering Sanders Smith in the halves. The forwards, Nofa White steps up and starts at prop for the departing Jared Warrior-Hargraves. On debut, 20-year-old back rower Celessi Foketi makes his debut off the bench, and Blake Steep, who made his debut last year for the Roosters, will play another game too. As for the Broncos, bit of changes under Madge. Corey Pakes has won the starting hooker position at the Broncos, so that's good for my fantasy, obviously, because I did sense that Pakes would start for the Broncos. So I'm very glad that I've got Corey Pakes starting in my fantasy team, because apparently, by all reports, he's had a big off-season, so I'm keen to see how he does go for the Broncos. It's his first game since 2023 as well, which is kind of unbelievable to think. But anyway, he starts at hooker. And off the bench is Billy Walters, who was the, starting hooker for the Broncos, but he's now the jersey 14 off the bench. Interesting. Jahamet Shibasaki, who makes his Broncos return, starts in the centres, replacing Katoni Staggs, who's injured. Dean Mariner is also the other centre. Pat Carrigan moves to prop for the first time with Kobe Hetherington at lock, so we'll see how that change goes. And Jack Guzewski starts in the back row, and Brendan Pucura starts off the bench. So Madge has definitely made a couple of changes to their side. My tip for this game, looking at both sides, I just can't ignore the Broncos and how strong they look. Like, their team looks really, really strong on paper. I'm honestly keen to see how Reece Walsh, Hunt, Reynolds and Pakes, a fit Pakes, go in a spine together. They looked good against the Doggies and against the Titans in the trial games. And I think with the Roosters looking very inexperienced, I think Roosters will come out firing because it's their home ground, obviously, as they should. But I think Broncos have a bit more talent to win the game. So I'll tip Broncos to win, 13 plus probably. First try scorer, I'm really liking a Ford actually. For the Broncos, I'm going to go with Payne Haas first try. Why not? A bit bold. I can see Haas crashing over for first try. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Daniel Tupou for the Roosters. And for the Broncos, I'll go with Selwyn Cobbo. But Bronx 13 plus. On to the Friday night fixtures. It's the first game of two. It's the West Tigers versus the Newcastle Knights at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. So that game's at 6 p.m. So you know what that means. We get to see Jerome Luai for the first time in the orange, black and white jersey. So will be Sunir Taruva's club debut for the Tigers too. And then, we'll see Terrell May, Royce Hunt, Jack Bird, Jarrell Skelton, all the new big signings playing in their first home game of the year at Campbelltown. So, be exciting actually. I really am keen to see how Jerome Luai goes leading the Tigers around. He's come to the club to exactly do that and lead the Tigers around. So we'll see how he does handle it, I guess. But hopefully, it's a good year for Luai. I really like Luai, so hopefully it's a big year for him. As for the Knights, their team also isn't too bad on paper. Their spine's interesting, but we'll get through that in a second. But we'll start with the Tigers first, as they're the home side and through their team. So, as I was saying, Jerome Luai makes his first appearance in Tigers colours and will captain the Tigers as well with Api Korosia suspended. So, and also Jerome Buller is out with an appendix injury. So, no Api, no Buller. Bit tough, but that's all right. They've got Talon De Silva starting hooker, who was really good, I thought, for the Tigers against Para in the trial games. And Heath Mason will start at fullback for Jerome Buller instead. And that's about it actually. And on debut, Tristan Hope, a young hooker for the Tigers, make his NRL debut off the bench. So good on him. He's been in the Queensland Cup for about 7 years, I reckon. Wow, 7 years, well, that's what it's saying. So he's making his NRL debut finally. So hard work pays off, Good on him. And for the Knights, also making his club debut, James Schiller, the former Raiders outside back, will debut on the wing. Fletcher Sharp gets the first crack at the 6 jersey, while Jack Cogger is the 7. Phoenix Crossland goes to hooker and Jaron Bradley to the bench. Jacob Saifidi and Leo Thompson are the props. Kai Pearce-Paul, Dylan Lucas, Tyson Brazil are the back row there, and Jackson Hastings and Adam Elliott are the reserves. Right, well, I don't know. It's a tough game, this one, to pick, actually, because I think both sides look pretty good. I mean, no Api, no Buller makes it tough, and Newcastle, I liked how they looked against the Roosters in the trial game there. I don't know. Look, I'll back Tigers. I can't see Luai not impressing in his first game, especially knowing the expectation he has on himself. If Knights win, I wouldn't be shocked at all, but I'm tipping the Tigers purely because I think they're looking a lot more fresher, more ready to go. So I reckon the Tigers will get the job done just 1-12. I feel like that win for the Tigers will come off the back of Jerome Luai and off the back of probably Terrell May as well and Sam Finu just ripping and tearing in the forward pack. So I'll back Tigers 1-12. First try scorer, give me Jarrell Skelton, and anytime try scorers. For the Tigers, I'll go with Alex Seyfarth. And for the Knights, I'll go with Bradman Best, but Tigers to win. Suncorp Stadium or Suncorp Pool, I don't know, because this is how I'm feeling about this game so far, because there's no real indication just yet that the weather will be looking good on Friday night at Suncorp Stadium because of the, Cyclone Alpha, I think it is, I don't know, but it's been not great, unfortunately, so it's a bit of a tough and serious time up there, so I hope everyone up in Queensland is okay, but it's annoying that that's happening, and it could potentially postpone the Dolphins and Rabbitohs game. I can't see it happening, but just, something might have to happen, I guess, a bit further if the weather is going to impact the game, but hopefully not. But Dolphins Rabbitohs, obviously, like I said at the start of the video, Wayne Bennett versus his old club. And yeah, there's a couple of former Dolphins and former Souths players that have switched clubs in this game. So yeah, no, it should be an alright game, this one. I can see a fair few points as well, actually. I can't see this game being like a 18-12 or 22-16 scoreline. I reckon this could be like 40-20 or 36-24. I don't know. I see a few points in this one, actually. But getting through both sides, for the Dolphins, who will coach the Dolphins as the head coach for the first time, Tom Gilbert makes his long-awaited return at lock this weekend, so great to see Tom Gilbert back. Max Plaff starting in the second row alongside Kulikefu Finafiliaki for the first time playing for Dolphins. Vice-captain Felice Kafusi completes his move to the middle, partnering at prop Daniel Saifidi, the new recruit. Junior Tupou will also make his club debut for the Dolphins on the wing, and Jack Bostock is out with a knee injury, so he's not back yet. And then, yeah, Kurt Donahue named on the bench. For the Rabbitohs, a couple of changes, but the big one that's a big in for them is Campbell Graham has overcome a hand injury, so he'll start in the centres. That's a big in for South Sydney, having Campbell Graham back. Junior Totola will start on the bench, back from injury too. Jai Gray will start at fullback, with Latrell Mitchell still out. Isaiah Tass on the wing, Tyron Munro on the other wing, and Jamie Humphrey starts at halfback with Cody Walker in the halves, while Peter Mamazella starts at hooker. And for former Dolphin, Lachlan Hubner makes his club debut for the Rabbitohs at starting lock. So if he's starting lock, that's a big indication by Wayne that he really likes what he sees in Lachlan Hubner, because they've got Talis Duncan off the bench, where I see a few people are not happy about that because they all prefer Duncan at 13, but must be a decision Wayne believes has to happen, and maybe Lachlan Hubner's impressing, I don't know, but we'll see how that does go. And also make his club debut for South Sydney, Jayden Sullivan as the jersey 14 off the bench. Okay, my tip for this game, I don't know, very tough one actually, but I'm going to back the Dolphins, I reckon. I think South Sydney, look, it's not that I don't rate them, but I think their forward pack for me, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit how you're going, I reckon. I think if I had Cameron Murray playing, then I would be a bit more confident. But, yeah, not just their forwards, but I guess no Latrell either. Just, I don't know how they'll cope without him. I can see Humphreys having a big game, but I'm not sure. I just think Dolphins, they look good on paper with Hammer, Herbie, Nikorima, Katoa. I just think that combination of players gets the job done on Friday night. So I'll tip Dolphins in a close one. I'll tip Dolphins to win by about 6 points, so 1-12. But if Souths win, then I wouldn't be shocked because, South Sydney can bounce back at any time, especially if Wayne's the coach. But I think Dolphins might get the job done. So Dolphins to win 1-12. First try scorer, Jameis Sarko. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Max Plaff in the back row. And for the Rabbitohs, I'll go with Stretch in his return game to score a try. But, got Dolphins in this one. Okay, now on to Super Saturday, the first game of two. It is the Dragons and the Bulldogs at Australia Jubilee Stadium. So, look, I think both sides are looking fairly good heading into 2025. Dragons look fit and ready to go. The Dogs look like they're ready for another big season again. So, this one makes to be a good game, I reckon, at 5:30 p.m. So, Dragons in that Charity Shield game, they looked really fit and they looked really fired up. And, I wonder if that will sort of continue into this game against the Bulldogs. But we know how well the Bulldogs went last year. I guess their biggest challenge is to back it up in season 2025. So, should be a good game, actually. Looking at both sides for the Dragons, Christian Tuipulotu has recovered from a hamstring injury and will start on the wing. Jacob Little starts off the bench. Damien Cook starts at hooker. And Tyrell Sloan and Loka Pacifici Tonga are listed among the reserves, and Dylan Egan, 18th man. For the Bulldogs, Marcelo Montoya, who makes his Bulldogs return for the first time since 2020, will start on the wing, and Blake Wilson the other wing, and Kurt Mann starts a lock, returning from injury. I think the Dogs really missed Kurt Mann towards the back end of last year, so having Kurt Mann back's a big one for them. Javen Salmon off the bench, and Bailey Hayward, Harry Hayes, and on club debut, Sicily Tupanua plays his first game for the Bulldogs. My tip in this game, I can see it being a close one, but I don't know. I'm backing an upset. Like, you can call it an upset, but I don't know. I don't think it's the biggest upset, but I'm going to tip the Dragons, actually. I don't know. I think Dragons might, come and start at home, fired up and ready to go. And I like what they're building there. Like, I know it doesn't look like much at the moment, but they are doing okay under Flanagan, I reckon. Give Flano another year or so, and I think Dragons will really build into a solid team. So, I don't know. I think Dogs will be up for it, obviously, but I think the Dragons, I don't know, just sense that at home they're going to be up for their members and fans, and I think they might win in a very close game. So I'll tip Dragons by 4. First try scorer, let's go with Matthew Feagai, and anytime try scorers, I'll go with Val Holmes, and for the Bulldogs, I'll go with Marcelo Montoya on club return. So, but yeah, I don't know, Dragons by 4 in a close one. I'm telling you, the excitement I have going back to Brookie for the first time since September last year, it's a surreal feeling. I love going back to home, love playing at the Fortress. It is our Fortress, and yeah, hopefully it's defended on Saturday. But it is Manly versus the Cowboys, 7:30 p.m. at 4 Pines Park. So, I'd say this game has potential to be game of the round. Both sides had great 2024s. I think Manly, on paper, looking very strong yet again. Definitely a bit of interesting moves, I reckon, for our team, but overall, like the side a lot. And for the Cowboys, a couple of new changes for them too. Got a new halfback on debut, and they've got some new signings there too. So we'll see if they all gel in time. But looking at both sides, for Manly, Paseka starts at prop. I know he hurt his shoulder against the Rabbitohs in that first trial, but he is good to go, thankfully. So he starts at prop. With Sio Siwa Takayaho starting at prop as the other front rower. So very keen to see how Siwa goes. Jason Saab starts on the wing. He's back from injury too. Excuse the cut there, but as I was saying, Garrick and Kohler are the centres. Hooker is Jazz Tavanga, who makes his club debut. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Jazz goes as well. With Lachlan Croker still out with a knee injury. Jake Simpkin is the jersey 14 off the bench. And Corey Waddell, Ethan Bullimore, and Tyler Fafala simply make up the bench. So LIA dropped and no Nathan Brown. I'm assuming Brown is injured, but yeah, I think it's a bit annoying having no Brown in the side. But hopefully our team still aims up. As for the Cowboys, on debut, Tom Duffy. So this guy's been really rated by the Cowboys fans apparently. He's that good, they reckon, that Jake Clifford's the one that's going to be left out for a while if Tom Duffy does impress. So that's interesting to me. That's another guy I'll be making a debut review of. So he partners the other Tom Din in the halves. With Kyle Felt and Val Holmes both gone, Braden Burns replaces Felt on the wing, and Jackson Purdue, the Townsville local, will start in the centres. And on club debut, John Bateman for the Cowboys. He'll start in the back row with Jeremiah Nanai. And then, at lock, it is Ruben Cotter. And off the bench, Carl Lordson, Harrison Edwards, Griffin Neame, and Cohen Hess, with Jason Tamalolo as a reserve off the reserves list. So, Carl Lordson versus Manly 2 in round 1. How funny. Look, my tip for this game, it's pretty obvious. Like, I'm not going to go to Brookie for the first time this year and back against us. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. Manly to win. Manly 13 plus, I reckon. I think we'll turn up at home and get the job done. The boys are fired up. I know they are. They're all very keen to go at home yet again. And, hopefully it's a nice victory on Saturday night. So I'll tip Manly to win. 13 plus. First try scorer, I'm going to back Olakawatu, actually, first try. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Jason Saab. And for the Cowboys, I'll back in Murray Talangi, but Manly 13 plus. Let's go. And on to the last game. It is the Storm versus the Eels at Amy Park in Melbourne, kicking off at 4:05 p.m. So, look, the Storm weren't too great in trials, but they have their main team back, so they're going to be a lot better with, like, Pappenhausen, Coates, Munster, Hughes, Grant all playing together, and Stefano in that Storm team as well. They're the team to beat Melbourne this year, I reckon, along with Penrith, obviously. And that's the Parramatta. Well, yeah, Jason Rolls' first head coach game against the Storm, a club he's had a lot of history with. So, yeah, talk about a storyline. That's one big one right there. But yeah, Parramatta look pretty good as well in trials as well. So yeah, we'll see if they can continue that sort of impressive trial form against the Storm in round one. Won't be easy, but so for the Storm, Hughes is back in the team. Coates is in. Pappenhausen's in. Stefano makes his club debut for the Storm, and Tuika Mikamika will come off the bench after starting in the grand final decider last year. And Suafalongo is in the reserves, and Grant Anderson is 18th man. For the Eels, Isaiah Iongi starts at fullback for his first game as an Eel in round one. Zach Lomax in the centres, while Ronald Volkman will start at halfback with Mitchell Moses out with a foot injury. So that's a big loss for Parramatta, no Moses. Junior Paulo has overcome a Lisfranc injury and will captain the side at prop. On debut, Riley Smith makes his debut off the bench, and alongside Matt Dury, Ryan Madison and Charlie Geimer rounding out the bench, and Jack Williams in his first Eels game starts in the back row alongside Kelma Tolungi. So a very interesting Para team there. However, looking at both sides, no Moses for Para. First real game without Guffo as well, so yeah. This is Dylan Brown's team to lead around when you think about it. Dylan Brown is the guy that has to step up, but I don't know. Looking at Melbourne's team, there's no way that their round one record gets broken this Sunday. I think that will continue. I'll go with the Storm to win 13 plus. I think they will be a bit too strong for the Eels. Para might come out firing, but Storm at home, round one, no, I can't see Storm losing. So Storm 13 plus, first try scorer Xavier Coates, and anytime try scorers, Sean Bloor in the back row. And for the Eels, I'll go with Isaiah Iongi. So, yeah, both these sides do have often great games, but I think Para will be, unfortunately, a little bit outclassed by the Storm in the end. But that there is my round one tips and predictions. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to, again, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And, yeah, bring on round one. Going to be huge. Going to be exciting. I'm very keen for it. So, looking forward to the weekend ahead. But enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone. And up the Eagles.